So I actually called Mr. Weidert. Mr. Weidert used to work here, and he's now a software engineer at Google. And I said, "What do they need to know to be in the work world?" And he said, "Well, he said, obviously programming is great if you're going to be a programmer, but everybody needs to know how to collaborate on Google Sheets, Google Forms, Google Docs, and use the slides." And he works at Google, so they use a lot of those products. But working with those interfaces is just important because interfaces are similar and they all have, the way that you figure them out pretty much is the same across the interface. You just have to learn how to play with things to learn how to use them. So I'm going to show you how to use the things that he mentioned, some of them today, and that's also part of our goal for their tech team for ILT is to use some Google platform stuff. So we showed you how to embed it in the last video, and this is how you can use it. So one of the things that our ILT tech team came up with, not our ILT, our Library and Technology Advisory Council came up with, was that if they were students were working with the design or problem-solving process, that one of the steps further on down the line would be to get feedback, and students could do that by creating and administering Google Form surveys and linking them to Google Sheets to collect and organize data. So the team that came up with that was Ms. Swanson, Mr. Hustis, and Mr. Walls. So let me show you how to do that. So one can make a chart from any Google sheet, a spreadsheet that you make. You can enter your own data and label it. But you get sheets right over here. But if you wanted to use the survey, like our team said, you might have to look a little bit further down to go to forms. And you would have a form and it would prompt you to write questions just like you would write a test, and then share that form with people and get responses. And so I actually had done a survey not that long ago. You can see the question view or the response view, and in either view you can see your response in that kind of Excel-like thing which we call Google Sheets. I click on that there. Okay. Now, I would say that one of the ones that I found the most helpful for me on this library survey I did a while ago is how often would you be willing to bring your class to the library for like a Black History Month or Hispanic Heritage Month presentation, and since enough people said they would, I ended up doing that. Okay, and making those. So now if I want to turn, if I have my own data that I've entered to be a chart, it stands alone. I just want to make a chart out of that one question. So this is what you can do for that is go over here. See that says insert chart. If you can't find that little picture of a chart, you can go to insert and it also will say chart, and that's another way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to go here and I'm going to insert the chart. And then, it's nice for the kids to play with it actually a little bit, and it's important for them to dabble and play. So over here, they can go to this chart editor and go to customize, right? And let's say they wanted to change the colors of the pie slices, which I bet they would just love to change colors of pie slices. They actually play with these things, and a lot of the kids have a lot of ability, and they make things that look really nice. I'm not an art person, so I'm not going to make something that looks really nice, but you see each time I click on the pie slice, it comes up here and I get a little different color or whatever. So anyway, now I have changed it a little bit. You can change the border color if you want. You can change the background color. There's all kinds of things you can do with that. Now I'm also going to go to this legend, and this is where I'm going to change the font size. I'm going to make it a little bit bigger. I'm going to make all the font bold. I'm going to make the text color this fun green. And if I want to go over here, I could change it to this title, something that maybe was a little bit shorter. I can make this larger. I notice that that's cutting off, so I'm going to make it a little bit bigger so all of that fits in there. I can play with that in other ways as well. And now I have this chart. Okay, so now I am going to go into my awesome presentation, and I can import that chart. And the way that you insert a chart that you've made or a chart that was generated by doing a survey on Google Forms is you go to Chart, and then you go to From Sheets because it's in a sheet, and then you click on it here to select it and select, and then you click on it here and you import it, and there it is. And you can put this in a document and you do whatever you want to do with it. And like I said, when the kids start playing with it and actually doing the formatting, they make things look really nice and professional. It's a great opportunity for them to learn and to dabble, and and hopefully only in a way that it actually supports their thinking. Okay, thanks.